Hello everyone, welcome to Just James Games. We are gonna play Mega Man 3. Mega Man's back! Woo! So we're starting out with Snake Man. Snake Man, takes a little more damage with the Mega Buster, but he is a total pain. In fact, most of the levels aren't too bad, but the bosses are just, And seriously, Snake Man? I think this is... yeah, I don't know. This is the start of a trend that Mega Man's gonna follow with animalistic weapons that are kind of weird. But, well, I guess that's what happens when you have people vote on what you want the bosses to be. You get great stuff like Snake Man. And I don't even know if you use his ability on like another boss, but outside of that, I don't think I ever used it for anything whatsoever. So this is just like all the other Mega Mans previously on my channel. It's going to be edited so that you don't have to see the deaths, and then the deaths will be in a montage at the end. Pretty standard fare. After this is the third what I've done. Kinda just how it's gonna be. The main difference with this Mega Man compared to the previous two is there's a ability to slide, which is interesting. I don't think I ever really got the hang of using it with, like, enemy attacks and stuff, which is kind of dangerous because that sliding ability is going to be in all future Mega Mans. So they're probably going to make a bunch of bosses, or excuse me, enemies and bosses that I'm going to have to get a lot more familiar with that sliding mechanic. But I never really did anything with it. They also introduced those little mystery boxes, and energy tanks were in the last one, but it was different. This one, I think they're just a numerical amount and you can keep adding on to them. They also don't go away when you die, which is absolutely amazing. Because they did in the previous one. So they're almost pointless, I mean, in all reality. You had to use them in order to stay alive, and in this game you can actually farm them and farm lives. There's a couple stages which are really good for that. But the difference, the kind of interesting part is you can only do the stage once. So, and you have to, like, I guess there's... yeah, I mean, you could kind of farm them, but I guess, I don't know. I don't know. I guess we'll see that when we get there, right? Then, this is Snake Man's level, but then there's clouds. I don't get the level design in this. It's kind of like they wanted to do, like, homages to the previous Mega Man, but, I mean, why? Why in Snake Man's level? I mean, because there's no Airman boss, so you decided just to throw this in here on Snake Man's level? Oh, okay. Oh well. And I figured there'd be a lot more, like, creature things, like, in the second Mega Man when we went to the jungle level. But no. So, here is this annoying guy. To me, it doesn't look like the Mega Buster is really doing anything more than just a single hit. So, I think I was lied to. As I played more and more of this, I realized that my main source of information might have been a little dodgy. As far as the best way to defeat the bosses. Especially since the, like, last I don't know, it's kind of like there's a whole chunk of it that was just garbage, just absolutely empty. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll just kind of go old school and just figure this stuff out. And I don't know, it's kind of weird, this, with Mega Man 3, and not the previous two, they did lots of, like, here's every single boss, and here's how much every single boss does to every single other boss, like, graphs, and I don't need all that. I mean, it's interesting, but seriously, how much time did you spend? Oh, I can use this on every single one and find out exactly how many points it takes off. That's a little much. So, here we are on Top Man. Now that I'm wondering, do any of the bosses make sense in this game? Do the bosses and the boss levels, like, actually kind of go together at all? I don't know. Wasn't really thinking about that playing this, I was just kind of... I think this is the only reference to it being Top Man's stage, is that one enemy right there. So, there's the fourth slide mechanic. It's me kind of figuring out that maybe I have to use the slide mechanic, but I don't know. Honestly, I don't think I enjoyed this Mega Man as much as the previous two. Well, I didn't. I liked the first one because of nostalgia. But for me, this game slows down a lot. Like, I know this is on the Xbox One and it's supposed to be like amazing how authentic it is to where this stuff slowed down, but dude, if this game slowed down this much when playing it in the NES days, I would have hated it. Because it's just so slow all the time. I mean, if you start out with two other games, and they don't slow down nearly as much as this, and the only mechanic that's different is a slide ability, I mean, there's no point in playing this one. But, hey. Those guys do something different, right? So it's all worth it. But it's fine. It's totally fun. It's nice playing these games just because I never really got a chance to play it as a kid. But it's kind of like... I'm glad it's done. Yeah. I don't know. It's fun. It's an interesting game. It was... I'm just glad to get through them. I mean, that's the main thing, to be able to beat the games and just have those little notches on my belt that I'm actually getting by these games. Yeah, it's a trip. This guy took me a little bit to figure out the pattern, but it wasn't, I mean, it's the same thing, literally over and over and over again. So, it's not difficult, and that's kind of a lot of this game. It slows down too much, and it's not that difficult, at least compared to the previous two, but again, I don't know for sure. I haven't actually beaten this yet. Kind of behind on some of my recordings, so... That's it. Top Man's done. Snake Man's done. And see, I didn't even use the Search Snake. I just used the regular weapon. So, I mean, what's the point? What's the point of the Church Snake? Oh.